What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Bible translations. So more specifically, I'm going to be talking about what I use. I'm going to be talking about what you should use. So what I use, the one I read, is the ESV. I don't know if you can see that. Probably can, but English Standard Version. This is what I use. The reason why I use it is I had this thing in my Bible right here. I can actually show you. It's a Bible translation guide. So it talks about all the main translations. On the back, it has a little chart talking about, what the chart actually means is, there's kind of two categories: word for word, which means like close to the original language it was written in, and thought for thought. So like, it's kind of like the same idea, but it's different language. Like for example, like word for word, it's gonna be harder to read, but it's going to be closer to like the accurate language it was written in. While thought for thought is going to be easier to read, but it's not going to like it's going to be accurate, but it's not like the original language translated over. It's just like the thought that they were saying translated into English, if that makes sense. It's like word for word are going to be the King James version, of course, the ESV, that's what I read, the Amplified New American Standard Bible, Interlinear, stuff like that. So the reason why I read the ESV is because the ESV is more word for word accurate than the King James is, and then also the ESV is it's really accurate, and it's also really easy to understand. Here the description is: one of the fastest growing translations, the ESV balances accuracy with literary excellence and readability. A literal update of the RSV in 2001. So yeah, the ESV is really good because it's accurate to the original text, and it's also easy to understand. So that's kind of why I use it. If you're like maybe younger, like maybe like 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, or you're a new Christian, or don't have like or maybe you don't have very good English skills, I would tell you to go for these two translations: the NIV or the NLT. I don't have an NLT. Wait, do what? I don't think. I gotta look at my little. Wait, hold on. Do I have an NLT? I don't have an NLT. But the NIV and NLT are gonna be kind of similar. They're both good. They're easy to understand. It's readable for all ages. Like a young kid could understand it, and also, like the Baptist church, they mostly use the NIV, so it's good for just everything. This is my first Bible I got. Well, I don't know, like, I've gotten, like bunch of like baby gifts, but like the first like actual Bible I got is this one. I got it from my grandma in 2017 Christmas. That was 7 years ago. Yeah, I've had it for 7 years. I read a little bit in it. Yeah. So that's kind of like a good starting point for like, what I said, NIV, NLT. But let me put this back over here. Well, I'll just set it right here. And then now if you're like, kind of like a more seasoned Christian, or you have good English skills, or maybe you want a translation that's more accurate to the original Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic, you can go for, I'll give you two options. You can go for, let me get this one. Then well, not that one yet. 1 second. Not this one yet either. You can go for the original King James version. The King James version is a classic. It was published in 1611, so it's old. And then in England, and then now that sounds cool and all, but if you read this, I'll pull up to like a certain spot. The language is, man, like I'll read a random verse. This is Lamentations 4:22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. Like I just pulled up to a random verse. So the language is like really old. A lot of words you don't use anymore. Like for example, thee, thy, thou, stuff like that. We don't use them in English that much unless we're like writing a formal essay. Like we don't like. When's the last time you said like thee and thou when you're talking to your friend? Probably never. So, it's cool. It's old, a classic. It was close to the original language, but yeah. And then now if you want, like, and then it's also this is the King James. This is the New King James Bible. It's kind of like the King James. It's like old, kind of like a poetry, old language type style, but it's kind of like, here, let me pull out the a little Bible chart here. I can talk more about the new. I kind of mainly read this one for a while. Let me find it. Okay. A modern language update of the original King James Version. Purpose was to update and modernize the original King James Version, but preserve the King James Version as much as possible. And then the description for the King James, like the old one I talked about right here. Traditionally loved and accepted by all Christians, purpose and translation was to deliver God's book unto God's people in a tongue which they can understand. Published in 1611, timeless treasure. I was like, okay, the reason why you would want to read the New King James is maybe you're like, okay, I like this kind of old King James style, but it's just too hard to read. That's where the New King James can come in. I read this. This is my dad's Bible. He got it. How old is this one? I don't even know. It's old, pretty old, which is cool. I put my name in it. Okay. He got it when he was in college. I think my dad, obviously he's not in college anymore, but yeah, this was a really old one. This Bible, like this specific one, like I have in my hands, is a cool one. But yeah. I also have another New King James. This is from Ray Comfort on YouTube. You can watch him. He makes really, really good videos. He goes out and evangelizes, stuff like that. This Bible has a lot of like study notes and commentary, which is good. Oh, we need to talk about commentary. You're like, what's a commentary? So, let me try to think about this here. So, a commentary is basically how I can get an example of a commentary. Let me pull up this Bible right here. Has good commentary. Okay, see how right here, this is like the actual word of the scripture, and like there's this little line, and then right here is all this little text. This little text is like a person reading the scripture and like kind of writing down what they think it means. It's like if you're reading a verse, you're like, what does it even mean? You can go to the commentary and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm pretty sure I've had that happen to me like 20 times, but yes, that's what the commentary is. Commentaries are really good. What you can also do is like pull up a commentary on your phone or something and just like have it next to you while you're reading in case you need it. That's a good option. I'm gonna talk about kind of the ESV a little bit more. The ESV, English Standard Version, published in 2001. I don't know. That might be wrong. Don't take my word for it. But an ESV is a really good option. Like, trying to think why would you want to use it. Like, okay, maybe you've been a Christian for a couple of years now. You've been reading the NIV, which is easy. You're like, okay, I need something kind of more accurate, but don't want to get into something as crazy as the King James Version. The ESV is actually where it's at. And according to the chart I showed you, the ESV is actually more accurate to the original language than the King James Version. And it's way, way easier to read. So, the ESV is just a really, really good balance of, like what the chart said, accuracy and like literary excellence or something like that. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. Comment down below what translation you read. If you have any questions, comment down below. Any comments, comment down below. Anything you want to talk about, comment down below. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of the video. It's a little bit longer than usual, but that's okay. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.